Hi everybody, and thanks for joining me again at Butt-Thotics Learn. My name is Linda Salter, and today we are going to talk about POTS. So what is POTS? Postural Orthostatic Tachycardia Syndrome. A lot of people have it. It's when you basically, I'm going to simplify everything. It's basically when you stand up and you stand up too quickly, you get a little dizzy in the head and you feel faint. What's happening is it can be a neurological problem. It's like the signal isn't getting to your heart to pump the blood up to your brain right away. So what happens is you stand up, you all of a sudden your brain goes, I need some more blood, sends a super signal down to your heart pumps like crazy, and then all of a sudden you feel woozy. Now, for most people, like a lot of people, everybody's had this at least once or twice in their lives. You get up too quick, you're standing funny, whatever, and you feel dizzy, and you got to catch yourself. But for a lot of people, it can be very debilitating. Also, POTS, you can also have where you stand for too long and the blood pools into your legs. You can also get that kind of a feeling and pass out. Now, most of you don't pass out, but a lot of you stand up and feel dizzy quite often. And you have to sit there and not get up right away. Whether you're laying in bed or you're sitting in a chair for a while, you take your time getting up, especially for a lot of older folks. Why is that? Again, it could be a missed signal, a structural problem in the back of your neck, especially with the vagus nerve. Obviously, it does a little bit of everything. But when you have instability in your neck, sometimes it can hit nerve structures, blood vessels, especially when you stand up because the structures are moving. And if you already have a problem in here, that could be what's happening. So how do I know that it's structural? Well, I've come up with a test that I do to see if I can help with your POTS. And of course, it has to do with Butt-Thotics. So if there's a missignaling in here, I use the Butt-Thotics to level your hips and take the excessive stretch out of the spinal cord and the nerves. So, because remember, your hips are like, there's nerves that come off like this. And there's nerves that come off your hips like this. So when you're sitting and you have a bit of a tilt and you're overstretching, you can actually feel it all the way to your head when I level you, right? Also, it can realign up here so that maybe whatever the problem is won't be as bad when you do stand up. Okay, what do I mean by that is I take a Butt-Thotics, I test the person, and I see what side to put it on. And if it works for them and they feel a change and it feels better, then we put this on the chair and we sit them on it and level their hips. And at the same time, I will take a shim for like a shim, an insole that acts like a shim on the same side as their Butt-Thotics. And I put this under their foot. So now I'm leveling them to stand them up too. So they're level sitting and then they get up to a level position. So I have done this many times in my clinic and I've never seen anybody try this. But it's going to show you that it can be a structural problem. So what I do is I test the person, I put the pad under their bum while they're sitting and the pad under their foot. And then with their permission and consent, of course, I will pull them up fast. And first I try it without all the padding and we see. And then after they calm down a little bit, we try with the padding. So one under the bum and one under the foot. And we do the same test again, pull up fast, and all of a sudden their symptoms are either very diminished or they're not there. Now, I've never tested anybody that passes out all the time or is very bad. Those people, I don't know if I'd want to do a test in the clinic like that. But when you think about it, what is the test for POTS? It's a tilt table test. They'll lay you on a bed and strap you in, and then the table will automatically come up. And what happens is they measure your heart rate and it's got to go up at least 30 beats per minute to be considered POTS. And I believe for teenagers it's 40 beats a minute. So if all of a sudden your heart rate goes up 40 or 30 beats, you know you got a problem. Now, most doctors will deal with it with, added salt and other things, medications. But if you're not into that and you want to figure it out, now what does this tell you about here? It tells you that you have instability or something's going on in your neck. The signal's getting banged or blocked as you get up. So then the signal doesn't get through for your heart to pump the blood to your brain. And it's that simple. If you want to try the test at home, go ahead, but make sure you got somebody there beside you to hold you if you do get dizzy or want to pass out. If you're severe POTS, I'd be careful with this. I mean, you got to figure it out for yourself. If you want to try it though and realize, so imagine if you're sitting down and you get up and you don't have a problem anymore if you're properly shimmed, because some people don't just need the orthotic shim for sitting, they need one standing too. I'll talk about that down the road, but usually if I fix you sitting, I'm going to fix you standing. So, but not everybody needs both. Some people need the foot one and not the sitting one. It's all, but you really got to kind of know what you're doing. But I will show you down the road about other things like that. So if you want to see if your POTS is structural, try that test. Put something to level your hip on one side, like a orthotics, even if it's a folded hand towel or something. Put something under your foot, not too thick, about the thickness of an insole, a regular insole, and do the test with somebody. Be careful, but see if it works. And if it does, it kind of tells you, that's another one of my tests, it kind of tells you that you got something going on somewhere in your spine, affecting nerves and blood vessels. Okay, so if you want to look up POTS, do your own research all the time. I'm talking about what I have seen in my own clinic, and it works great. I have not seen one person that I've tested that it didn't work. Okay, so thank you very much, and we will talk to you next time.